What's up guys, it's Christopher from Honey Money SG, and in this channel we are all about building financial knowledge, share money saving hacks, and also help you lead a fulfilling quality of life. I would also like to talk about the brand new Syfe Select Custom Themes portfolio that you can also choose to invest in. Before I start, let me throw some disclaimers here that this is definitely not financial advice and this is not a sponsored post as well. And if you guys are interested in using Syfe, remember to use my promo code in the promo code box, Honey Money. Put it in the promo code and you will get free commission trading for up to 6 months. And let me take you to my Syfe platform. Let's go. Okay, with all that said, I just want to introduce you all to the new portfolios, right? I'm sure some of you already know that there's this theme portfolio and a custom portfolio. So theme portfolio is more like you can invest in this kind of global mega trends of the 5 thematic portfolio covering ESG, healthcare, disruption, and more. We take a look at this later. And then custom is more like a la carte. You can select the exact ETF that you want to invest in. Let's say like in my equity 100, you don't like some particular sector, like you don't like China, right? You don't like the China investment theme. Then you can just form your own a la carte meal, you know. You can piecemeal all the ETF that you really like, okay? Combine all the best characters that you have in your team so that you can make the best investment portfolio that you have the biggest conviction in. Okay, we'll go into that later, but first let's take a look at the theme portfolio and explain to you how it really works. Okay, so you can see here we have 5 themes: ESG and clean energy, disruptive technology, healthcare innovation, China growth, and global income. So ESG and clean energy, for those who don't know, right, it's a more ethical kind of investing. That means the companies that you invest in are more socially responsible, environmentally responsible, and also have good corporate governance. That means they go law by law and they don't pollute the earth, and they make sure that their products are really good for the country, for the people, and for the environment. Okay, so if that aligns to your beliefs and your values, then you may want to look at this ESG and clean energy kind of investment theme. And they even show you the past return, right? 3 years 28%, 5 years 22%. And we take a look at this, okay, mainly in environmental, social, and corporate governance criteria, and they take out business such as oil and tobacco out of the equation and focus on those that make an environmental impact. So these are the ETFs that they invest in, mainly on the clean energy side, solar power, alternative sources of energy, and you can even edit this to your liking, right? So let's say you like some of these ETFs, you can give them a bigger percentage weightage of the portfolio, and then for those who you don't like, maybe you can remove them or reduce to a smaller percentage of the portfolio. So all this is very customizable one. Likewise for the other themes. Okay, the second one is disruptive energy. So those who have invested in the past year, you sure have heard of ARK Invest led by Cathie Wood, right? It's a very high risk portfolio, but it focuses a lot on the future economy and the trends that may disrupt the current technology. So like the leading edge of technology and trends that are reshaping the future, and it focuses on next generation technology such as AI, robotics, cloud computing, fintech, esports, online retail, cybersecurity, and more. So you see here, global robotics AI, next generation internet, Crane shares China internet, ARK fintech, okay, cloud computing, renaissance, cybersecurity. Okay, all these are very front end to the future investments. There's a very specific theme. So those who believe in this and has huge conviction in this, then maybe you all would like this kind of disruptive technology, especially if you all like the stock ticker ARK. Okay, next, healthcare and innovation. Enough said. Basically, the world of telemedicine and healthcare services, biotech, insurance, all these all come under this kind of healthcare innovation. Comes to like biotech, medical devices, equipment, healthcare sector, ARK-G. That's the genomic investment portfolio of the ARK investment group. But this is really quite niche. So if you don't really understand this, really go and take a time, read up and watch videos about this and how they can really spur the economy or the world next time. Okay, next up is China growth. Okay, China has been a talking point for these past few months because of the political concerns and the central government clamping down on industries and companies that are making too much profit and affecting people's lives, right? But if you really believe in China's long-term growth because of the moat that they have, then this one is the one for you. China, being one of the largest population countries, definitely has a huge market to address. Okay, especially if they have a rising consumer class and fast-moving internet and technology sectors. So these are the few China ETFs that they invest in, and in this specific portfolio percentage. Alright, so I'm sure you can adjust them if you don't like some of them. And Lastly is the global income. Global income sounds more like a fixed income strategy, like bond funds, Yeah, so like I guess it's really a bond fund. They provide a high yield investment grade corporate and government bonds together with exposure to China and emerging markets, so they can yield an average of 4.25%. Wow, that's like so much higher than the average bond yield of 1 to 2%. But of course it comes with greater risk because it's like emerging markets. EM stands for emerging markets and HY for high yield, I believe. Yeah, so high yield comes with high risk, right? So you're definitely putting a greater risk into this. Doesn't mean you see bond and 4% means good, unless it's CPF special account. Yeah, take a look at my special account video over here. I'll link it up for those who are interested. But that's all about it for the thematic portfolios. We have 5 new themes that you can invest in if you have huge conviction in them. Okay, next up is the custom portfolio. I'm very sure you know what custom means, right? Custom means custom made. You can select any available ETF that is listed on Syfe Robo Advisor, and then you put them in your own basket and see how it works. So I'm going to show you a live example of how this works. Okay, I can pick my preferred investments and define the allocation. Okay, let's say I want to view all. Let's say you're a Katie Wood fan. You definitely want to put in ARK, right? One of the most famous ARK innovation ETF that's actively managed. Then let's say if you're into cybersecurity, right? Cybersecurity. Because internet very important now, but we are also scared of getting our data leaked, right? So we can add this like cybersecurity fund. If you read up, you can look at all the details here. But if you want to do your own research, then just Google this. I'm sure a lot of information will come out. Next one, let's say I'm still very bullish on the US tech. I want to choose QQQ. This is the Nasdaq 100, okay? The top 100 companies in the Nasdaq index that has returned 37.94% over the past year. But of course, it's high risk. So I'm sure you all know what's Nasdaq. It's really the big tech companies like Apple, Microsoft, Google, Facebook, Amazon, all that. And let's say I also want a smaller risk one, S&P 500. Okay, I use CSPX because this is Ireland domiciled, so it's lesser dividend withholding tax of 15%, and then I add this to my portfolio. So let's see my portfolio now. I have chosen 4, right? ARK, cybersecurity, QQQ, and CSPX. So if you choose 4, if you balance out, it's 25% each. But of course, if you want to change, that's possible. Let's say I want less of ARK because it's more risky, right? I put 10%. Then the rest, they will tell you need to add 15%. Of course, if I want a lower risk, I'll put more into S&P 500. Maybe I say 30%. And then I still very bullish on US tech. So I add 30% here. Okay, and then yeah, cybersecurity sounds good also. So this is how you can customize your portfolio. It becomes 10% ARK, 30% cybersecurity, 30% QQQ, 30% S&P 500 index. And then once all this confirmed, you can go up and click confirm portfolio. Okay, if you really want to go ahead, they will warn you you're about to create a portfolio that's higher risk than your current risk profile. By proceeding, you understand the risk and acknowledge this portfolio may not be suitable for you. Okay, if you agree, then you click proceed. If you don't agree, then you click go back. I click go back because I don't need. Oh, and also one more thing, you can only add up to 8 ETFs for this portfolio. So nothing too much. Don't think you can add like 100 ETF here and then you become the next S&P 100. Doesn't work like that. So really, all these are very good options in the new investment theme. I'm sure those who need these products will be very delighted to have these options, but those who don't need, then maybe this is really not for you. But I can say the target group for this thematic portfolio is more for people who already know what kind of theme they want, but they don't know what kind of ETFs are available out there in the market. So they can refer to Syfe, and then depending on their risk profile, let's say they are okay with Syfe selection, then they can go ahead with Syfe. But if not, they can also buy those ETF from their own brokers. But the good thing about Syfe is even if you have a small amount like $100 or $200 every month, you can achieve a great level of diversification without paying a lot of commission fees because you're buying into different baskets of ETF, right? So small amounts, definitely go for Syfe. Big amounts, you can buy your own outside using your own brokers like Tiger or Moomoo or Interactive Brokers. Custom made is really good for people who already know what kind of ETF that they want, but really they don't have the funds every month to put in like $1,000 into each portfolio. So let's say they only have like $100, $200, but they still want to buy a lot, then they can go after Syfe. And because Syfe, they can manage all the portfolio for you in one shot. If you look at this home dashboard, then you can see, this portfolio doing like that, okay. This portfolio not so okay, but never mind, I still earn some referral bonus. In the end, still balance. So really, that's the appeal of Syfe. Definitely not for everyone, and definitely got some haters here will say, I can invest on my own. why I still need to go with Syfe. Definitely, yes, I'm also belong to this. But for smaller people, like they can only invest in $100, $200, small amounts every month, then really Syfe is really there to target you. If not, you pay the commission, you pay until you headache and faint. So much things to buy, but you still have to pay so much commission over your $100, $200 investment. I think you lose more from the commission than the loss of your portfolio. Okay, so with that, I hope you all have learned quite a good information from what I've shared in Syfe. And if you found that this has helped you, just type in thank you in the comments and I'll greatly appreciate it. And let's get back to the video. Alright, so I hope this walkthrough of my Syfe dashboard and portfolio has gave you a good picture of how Syfe is going to perform if you invest in the same themes and the same portfolio as I do. Remember to use my promo code HONEYMONEY if you want to sign up for Syfe. It is available in my description and my comment as well. Also buy your own ETFs through the respective brokers that I've mentioned in my description link below, such as Tiger Brokers or Mumu Brokers, where you can get your free Apple stock if you sign up using my link, and also Interactive Brokers, where you can get your free IBKR stock. And if you have gained some value from this video, remember to like this video at the bottom and share it to your friends, and consider watching my other video here so that it can encourage you to subscribe. Also join my community group at Telegram at this link below. My name is Christopher. This is Honey Money SG, steering young adults to financial independence.